What's going on, guys? In this video, we're taking a look at the Torque plugin from Waves. It's made especially for shifting the tonality of acoustic and electronic drums. Let's get into it.
Take a listen to Torque's power to shift pitch on drums. I have it inserted on this drum loop. Let's take another listen. I'm going to make some switches between different pitches. Pay attention to how the pitch and the depth of the drums is changing simply by adjusting the plugin's main control, the Torque knob. Here we go one more time. Just by turning the Torque control on my drums, I added more tone and body to my overall sound. I'm shifting the pitch, giving the kick in the track more power without layering or searching for other samples. The plugin's specialty is all about bringing more tone to your drums. You can use it to pitch drums to a key of a track, fix out-of-tune drums in a recording, or you can even use it live in real time during a show. I'm going to show you Torque's controls and features, and at the same time, I'm going to show you how to pitch drums to the key of a track. Our track is in the key of C. Let's listen to what the bass is doing. We see the first note of the bass is hitting that G sharp. I want to match my kick to that. So let's identify where the original kick is hitting with Torque. First thing to do, head over to the threshold control and make sure you're activating the plugin's peak detection. You want the threshold adjusted to maximize the shift process. Let's pull down the threshold level so that this light is blinking yellow. If you're red, you're too hot. Now what makes this plugin beneficial to your workflow is the built-in analyzer and focus control. You don't have to open a separate analyzer or EQ. We can just use Torque's analyzer right here to see the resonant frequency peaks, the key or note information, and we use the focus control to highlight all that. You can see the kick's highest peak is hitting A sharp. We can get even more in depth on our kick's frequencies using the monitor feature here. Just select the speaker icon and you get an instant bandpass filter to target specific frequency ranges in the sound. We want the kick sitting better with that G-sharp note of the bass. Let's use Torque's main control now to bring the kick down to minus 900 cents. What I'm doing is taking the kick from its original A-sharp and I'm taking it down to a low D-sharp, which is a fifth above G-sharp in the bass and a minor third above the key of our track, which is in C. Pitching that kick relative to the bass is going to make the whole low end glue together and sound much better and much tighter. I have a snare that I already went ahead and pitched up to match the key of the track. Let me A-B those for you now. We're going to hear the difference pitching those drums with Torque made. You hear a big difference pitching those drums made. Take another listen. I'm going to A-B the drums in the track again. This time I'm going to adjust Torque on the snare. Again, you hear the pitch was adjusted, but the body and the character of the drums remained intact. I was even able to make the drums sound much fatter and layered just by using Torque. The plugin is really intuitive. There's only few controls, but you get a ton of flexibility in terms of shaping tone and pitching your drums. Let's go ahead and look at more of the parameters. The ability of Torque to manipulate the pitch is determined by where you put the focus range in the sound. These blue resonant energy peaks are known as formants. They represent the sonic character of your sound, and this is where you want to target when you adjust the pitch. Take a listen to the difference in sonic character between the peaks or the formants in this snare. You hear that by focusing on the upper peaks around 512 Hz, you get a slightly different result than at 215 Hz. Take another listen. Okay, so I'm going to bring it back to 512 Hz. Let's take the Torque control up to plus 300 cents plus 300 cents puts me right at D sharp, which is a fifth above G sharp. Here it is before. And now, after pitching with torque, you hear that? By shifting the formant, we can pitch all the way up or down 1200 cents or an octave, and we can keep all the body and weight on that snare. One way the plugin maintains the body and the character of the sound is the speed control. Check it out. When you shift down, you're slowing down the formant speed. So let's increase the formant speed with the slider to maintain the body of the sound. And on the flip side, when you're shifting up, try lowering the speed to hold that sound intact. This control here helps you take care of any artifacts you might get during the shift process. Another control I want to show you is Torque's trim control. I already went ahead and inserted the plugin on my drum bus. We're going to torque all the drums together at the same time, in real time and in zero latency. We have the kick, the snare, and the percussion. Take a listen. Okay, so you might find that when shifting, the plugin can actually give your whole drum mix a nice boost. If when you do pitch shift and you create a surge in the sound, especially on those lower hitting drums like kicks and floor toms, all you gotta do is use the trim control here to trim down some of the boom like that. Okay, once more. Overall, pitching and adjusting the tone with torque is going to give your drums more impact, polish, and that greater sense of unity with your tracks. By now, you guys can see all the different pitch and tone shaping options we can create with just this one plugin. But there's one more thing about Torque I want to mention. Torque comes with additional mono and stereo live components for front of house and monitor engineers. During a sound check or setup, you can insert Torque on an individual drum channel or an entire drum bus. You can even set different tunings to different songs. Just open up Torque's live mono or stereo component in your console or multi-rec software. Save the scene or settings in your console, and you can easily switch or recall different pitch settings on the fly. There you go, guys, the Torque plugin from Waves. Definitely check this one out. Throw it on your drum bus, put it on an entire drum kit, use it in studio sessions or at the front of house position while you mix live. It's the key to getting the perfect drum tone, and your mixes will love you for it. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button to stay on top of all the latest news and updates from Waves Audio. And until next time, guys, thank you for watching.